I can't tell you how excited I am for today's guest. He has been a wonderful friend to me for probably 10 years now. I first discovered him through podcasts, and his outlook on the world and his world experience has been a huge inspiration to me. So I would love to introduce you to my dear friend, the amazing worldwide comedian, Tom Rhodes.
Peter.
Yeah!
How are you, brother?
Tom Rhodes!
How are you,
Pleasure to
baby?
see you, my brother.
So good to see you, brother.
Man.
I want you to know you are proof that if you become my fan, I'll come to your house. We'll be friends for life.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
I'll stop by your place of work.
Yeah, and
We'll spend time together socially.
I even heard that, like, for your Patreon people, you do postcards sometimes.
Not sometimes, every month.
Every month.
Every month.
Well, if that's not a reason to go on his Patreon, I don't know what.
Yeah, you got to do the $20 level.
Is that the Golden Buddha?
The Golden Buddha. Yeah.
So I don't know how I know these things.
Yeah. $20 a month. Once a month. I send postcards from wherever I'm at in the world. So yeah,
it's really kind of.
So people who've been doing it for 5 years, I mean, they got like a nice collection of Tom Rhodes witticisms.
Yeah, from all over the world.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
Yeah, I've always loved postcards, and I've collected them myself. So on my walls in my apartment, I taped them. Postcards. So it's great wallpaper.
Yeah, absolutely. Like a lot of people do that with like concert tickets and this kind of stuff.
That's
like
cool.
That.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know this, you had a talk show here called like Late Night with Kevin Masters with Tom Rhodes or something.
Yeah.
Is this your first time being on a talk show in Amsterdam, not being referred to as Kevin Masters?
Yes. Yeah.
How did that even happen? What was going on there?
Well, they had bought this premise, the network, that they were going to get an American, and they were going to give him this name, Kevin Masters, and he was going to be like a certain kind of character, wear like really flashy clothes, like he was. God. So, I loved the fact I had moved to Amsterdam for a Dutch woman that I had fallen in love with. She was from a small village in Drenthe.
Wow.
She wanted to settle down and have a family. And I kind of moved to Amsterdam to party. And I was a little too wild. So she broke up with me.
Oh.
And the timing of it was just incredible. I was about to move back to the United States when this Dutch television network, it's the Veronica Network now.
Okay.
For a few years, they had changed their name to Jorin. And they had this a travel show called Jorin Travel.
Okay.
Which was like huge show 20 years ago. So I got the job and I got to stay in this little country that I had fallen in love with. And I had totally fallen in love with Amsterdam.
Heck yeah.
And then it was amazing. It was like having a magic passport to the country, because the brilliance of the show was I was a foreigner experiencing Dutch culture.
Oh, I love it.
So every episode I would film a 5-minute movie where I would do something, experience Dutch culture. One day I spent a day with a Dutch farmer.
Wow.
Wearing wooden shoes and shoveling cow shit and doing all these farm chores. And I walked into an electric fence. The guy said, "Look out for the electric fence," in Dutch, but I don't speak Dutch. So me getting electrocuted was hilarious to the Dutch viewer. And it was really cute. Like the drug laws, the prostitution tolerance, the everything about Dutch culture. I got to cover the prime minister debates.
Wow.
With a press pass.
But like the concept was kind of through the eyes of an American, right? So.
Well, it was the same format of American Late Night Talk Show.
Mm-hmm.
I'd come out from behind the curtain, beautiful suit, stand on the X, do my 5-minute monologue into camera one. You got to learn to like shut out the world and focus on, camera one.
Oof, yeah.
It's a learned talent to host a show, but it was awesome.
Teach me, man. No.
No, you're doing it right. You're doing it beautifully.
Oh, thank you, Tom.
And then your show might have more viewers. I'm kidding.
Definitely kidding.
But I grew up worshiping Johnny Carson.
Yeah.
And then David Letterman when I was in high school. So to be the guy coming out from behind the curtain, standing on the X, doing a monologue, sit down, banter with my musical sidekick,
Yeah.
who was Holland's highest selling hip hop recording artist at the time. A wonderful man from Rotterdam named E-Life.
Mm-hmm.
And then there would, there'd be like a man on the street thing. I'd go out and talk to people. They'd play the film of me experiencing Dutch culture. And then I would interview Dutch celebrities.
Wild. And of course, this was all in English.
All in English and subtitled in Dutch.
Oh, cool.
The first season, they did a thing where they were trying to teach me a word of the day.
Oh, fun. Yeah.
And it was kind of gratuitous TNA. A hot girl would come out in a bikini with a Dutch word on a card. And then the audience would explain to me how to say it, what it meant.
Wow.
Polder model. Like the Dutch, like all these things, it was really beautiful.
Quirky. Yeah, very fun. Okay, so you moved here. All right, I was cut down. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, and then we did 3 seasons. I filmed the show for 2 years, and it was great. I had a rockstar apartment on Longeleidse Dwarsstraat. I'm riding my bike everywhere. Yeah. And then when that show ended, the same network let me be a presenter on You're in Travel for 1 year.
Yeah.
So then I'm living in Amsterdam, and I did a highlight on St. Petersburg, Russia, the Champagne region of France, Peru. I got to go to Peru.
Whoa.
Because of Dutch television. And that was one of the greatest trips I've ever taken in my life.
I had no idea that the travel show was like outside of the Netherlands. Okay.
And then another one was the Dutch Caribbean. I filmed highlights on Curacao and Aruba. This little country was really, really nice to me.
Yeah, that's kind of a dream gig. Yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible. So now you have your podcast. It's Tom Rhodes Smart Camp.
Yeah.
Currently. Yeah. Not Tom Rhodes Radio. That's gone.
No, that was past.
Yeah. But the Smart Camp, I like that name. It makes sense.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe I'll change it again. Maybe I'll change it weekly.
Oh,
I like Hooray for Humanity.
That's a good one.
And that's the name of my solo show that I'm doing in the Netherlands right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Hooray for Humanity, I think, kind of distills a lot of who you are.
Well, and it's I came up with it, I don't know, 5-6 years ago. It's kind of my way of looking at the world.
Yeah.
And I think it's somewhat naive that I'm always looking for the good in humanity. And my favorite book of all time is Voltaire's Candide. And it's about the dumbest boy ever. And he travels all over the world, and everywhere he goes, it's like worse and more horrific than the previous place. But he's looking for this woman that he had fallen in love with.
Okay.
And then he finds El Dorado in South America. And in the road are rubies and diamonds, and like it's paradise. There's fruit on the trees, and just sleeping with sheep as pillows, and life is perfect, and the women there are beautiful and so nice to him. But he's got to find his woman. But the thing is, it's horrible. Oh, and then he leaves there because he needs to find his woman. Everywhere else he goes is horrible. But his pastor or the priest in his local village told him that everything is the way that God wants it to be. So everywhere he goes, he sees like horrible shit, and he thinks, oh, well, this is the way. So he's kind of like the dumbest.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant, I don't know when it was written. 1700s, 1600s.
Yeah, you said it was Voltaire?
Yeah, Voltaire.
Yeah, man.
And it's a philosophical novel. Voltaire like invented his own genre with this book. But so I think I kind of, I go around the world and I'm like, I don't know, man. The world seems to be in a really precarious turbulent moment.
Oh, it absolutely.
And
is.
I'm still finding reasons to have faith in humanity.
Yeah, just sprinkle a little goodness around the world as you travel.
Hooray for humanity.
I agree.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree.
We still have hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you're probably not going to make a cash grab and turn your podcast super right wing anytime soon.
No.
I would hope not, my friend. Yes.
No. I think I'm going to have to hide my political opinions the way gay men hid their identities in the 1950s.
Yeah. Oh God, they might be coming for us, bro. Well, if you're always welcome back in the Netherlands if you need to. You're gonna tough it out.
No, I love California.
Yeah, it is a good life there.
Yeah.
But you do still feel like when you visit the Netherlands, do you still feel a little bit at home here?
I do, 100%. Yeah.
So you have.
Yeah, I mean, I moved to San Francisco when I was 22, and I lived there for 7 years, and it really helped me develop as a comedian and as a human being. I was really exposed to, international people and progressive ideas and art. It was just artsy and cool. Music and poetry and comedy. So it was really important in the development of who I am as a human being.
Yeah.
And I lived in Amsterdam for 5 years, and I feel the same way about Amsterdam. I think it was really important in my human development. Like just the things I learned, just broadened my view. I never liked soccer till I lived in Amsterdam. The Dutch taught me to love soccer.
Ajax?
AZ.
Oh, okay. You silly man.
It's Alkmaar. I like choosing weird. I think it's funny when I'm around English people and they're like talking football. I always say my favorite team is Wigan, and they always go, "Why would you choose Wigan?" I go, "Because it never starts arguments."
Oh, dude, totally fair.
Just pick some minuscule little small team.
Yeah, the tribalism is gone.
No one's gonna fight you.
Yeah, I love it, man. Nice one. So I've been wondering this. So Amsterdam is a home to you. Florida was your first home. California, of course, is a big part.
I was born in Washington, D.C.
Oh, you were? Okay.
Yeah. And then we moved to Florida when I was 12.
Oh, wow. Okay. I thought I was younger. And then you did 10 years, right? Where you put all your stuff in storage.
Yeah. After Amsterdam, I moved back to Los Angeles. I had lived there when I had my sitcom on NBC.
Yeah.
Lived on top of the Hollywood Hills, was swimming in cash. After the Amsterdam period, I moved to LA and I was kind of broke.
Yeah.
And I lived in Koreatown.
Wild.
But I mean, it was cool for a couple years. But I was really starting to do the international circuits hard.
Yeah.
And I wasn't home half the time. I was paying rent on a place I was never at. And I thought, why live anywhere? Fair. And I put everything into storage, got rid of the furniture and stuff, just kept the, my music collection, my, odd collection of weird little items and my book collection and traveled the world for 10 years. I didn't live anywhere.
During that 10-year period, did you ever feel a sense of like not having a home, or did you still have that?
No, I enjoyed it. And then my ex-wife, who's still my best friend, she traveled with me for 8 of those years. And she was a photographer, so she took photos.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Traveling. We would do every year like 3 months in Europe, 5-6 months in the States, a month in Asia, a month in Australia. 1 year we spent a month in New Zealand. I did the comedy festival there.
Wow.
And then a tour afterwards. So when we had time off, we would go places that we where we wanted to be. So 3 years in a row after I did a tour in Europe, we went to Rome and rented an apartment.
Wow.
Sleepinitaly.com. And in the States, we used to go to New Orleans a lot, San Francisco.
So to take a break from your travel, you would travel somewhere?
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. What a life.
Yeah.
God
yeah,
bless.
and it was great. So, the first time we went to Rome, it was all touristy stuff. And then the next 2 times, we just pretended like we lived there, hanging out in cafes, drinking wine. I don't drink anymore, but,
Yeah, good on you for that, by the
yeah.
way. You still smoking weed at all?
Ooh, wow. Only at a Christian level.
Only at a Christian level.
Yeah.
As a sacrament, one might say.
When I recite the Psalms in the morning, I like to. That's it.
In between self-flagellation.
No, none of that. The Psalms are very uplifting.
They are, though.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. I grew up super Catholic, so I get it. Yeah.
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 Cool.
Let's see. We already talked about your new show. Yeah. So
Did you notice how fitter I am since I quit drinking?
you really have like deflated, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I went from a size large to a medium.
isn't that a really affirming thing?
Heartbreak and hot yoga. That's the best diet there is.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
hot yoga is your
Yeah.
game
It's my
now,
jam.
man. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I wanted to talk because we kind of hit a little bit about world changes going on right now. Let's politely say, and your show is called Hooray for Humanity. Now, comedy, storytelling, this kind of thing, I really believe it can be a kind of uniting force among people. People can find similarities and all this kind of stuff. How do you feel like your comedy can impact that?
Storytelling?
Yeah.
Well, that's the great thing. I'm doing this solo show in very nice theaters, and I don't have to worry about jokes, and getting laughs. I'm telling a lot of stories about the history of my life, and basically that I've been a fool for love. I've been the evil Knievel of love. I have taken some heroic leaps that ended in complete horrific disaster, but
Worth it.
I got the cool I got the cool outfit and the walking cane.
Jeez. Old soldiers don't die; they disappear, whatever, faded.
No, and it's I like knowledge and what I've learned traveling around the world. In Bali, there's a one day a year. I don't know. I'm going to call it a holiday, but it's called Nyepi, 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 and one day a year, everyone in Bali on the island they stay at home and they don't play the radio, they don't play TV, they don't make any noises at all. They're completely quiet because they believe that on that one day a year, evil spirits fly over the island. And if you make noises, the evil spirits will come and stay in your home.
Oh, God.
I call it shut the fuck up day. So once a year, they shut the fuck up and they just sit in their houses. So
sounds kind of healthy.
I think everybody should try shut the fuck up day. Just one day,
Oh, people don't always have to be speaking.
In Sweden, it is illegal to give your child a stupid name.
Really?
Yeah, which is funny because as an American, when you're in Sweden, all their names sound kind of stupid.
You said it, not me.
No, I love Sweden.
Oh, of course.
The Swedish word for peace is Fred.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a happy little name.
All we are saying is give Fred a chance. In Switzerland, it's illegal to make unnecessary noises on a Sunday. Sundays are sacred, so you can't be rattling bottles, hammering, sawing, none of that shit.
Now, are these all quips that you've come across like in your travels?
I've learned these things traveling.
Yeah.
Because I love to read, and I always love reading about countries. I always try and find like who the great writer of the country is and read, a book by them or just digest as much information as I can into my brain so that hopefully an everlasting gobstopper will come out.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of great writers, I think last time I saw you, you were working on a book. Is there anything
Oh
going
wow,
on with
that's
that?
been a while. I need to revisit that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have an idea for an animated movie that I'm just putting the finishing touches on. I
Really?
wrote this short story. Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. So
It's
we'll
all
see.
hush hush at the moment.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
nice
yeah,
one. I think the world could use a book from Tom Rhodes, though. You know,
yeah.
it's a unique perspective, unique experiences, and I think a lot of people could relate and learn. It could be interesting.
I think it's time I revisited it.
Yeah, man,
Yes.
shake it up, get it.
Shake it up.
Yeah, the world needs it, man. Um,
So let me ask you this:
yeah,
Was I somehow influential in you moving to Amsterdam?
you made me realize it was possible.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the role. I had been wanting to move to Europe pretty much ever since I did the study abroad in Ireland. That was in 2003. I just didn't like see a path to get there. Especially when I was working in film and television, that was different. But now as a tattooer, you know, the Dutch, as long as you pay your taxes, they love freelancers. Like that's all they want is give us your tax money.
Yeah.
But yeah, you were the first person I knew that had actually made it a real thing in their life. So rather than being a pipe dream, it ended up becoming a reality. Man.
Nice. And you've now lived here way longer than I did.
I guess.
You've been
yes.
here what, like 10 years?
Oh, not quite. I'm
Okay.
about to be 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What tattoo have you done that you're the most proud of?
Ooh, it has to be the portrait of Prince. I put a portrait of Prince on a dear friend's forearm. It was.
I think I remember you. I think I saw you the post. You posted it. Yeah.
I'm pretty proud of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I post it sometime. Repost. But yeah, it was. It had his full torso as well. So by ratio, his head had to be smaller. So his face was like, you know, just a couple of inches tall. And all that little detail in there. I woke up the night before at like 5 a.m. I was like, oh, Prince, gotta think about Prince. I could not go back to sleep. So I did that tattoo really tired, but failure was not an option. So yeah, I'm very grateful for that one.
Now you've had a lot of drunken tourists come into your
Dear
shops
God, yes.
in Amsterdam. So, what has been the dumbest tattoo that you've ever done?
Ooh, honestly, that dates back to Berkeley, dude.
Okay.
And it was just like my first month of tattooing. Why was I exposed to this? So this guy comes into the shop and he's like, right below my belt line, I want it to say, it tastes bigger. It was originally going to say, it feels bigger, but he thought it'd be funnier if it said, it tastes bigger. I swear to God, this is real. I'm sorry if you're watching this, it'd be so random. But yeah, there's a dude walking around Oakland right now with that.
Wow.
He came back the next week and had me put a little winky smiley face
Ooh.
next to it.
Ooh.
So that it would like take the burn off. I don't know, man. That caps them all. Yeah.
I want to get a tattoo when I'm undecided. I want to get either a big eagle across my chest or a little butterfly on my ankle.
Why choose one or the other, man? Yeah.
I have 0 tattoos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So far, but you would rock a
I think
chest eagle.
scars are cooler.
Yeah, you know.
But how do you feel about neck tattoos and facial tattoos?
If you want a face tattoo and you come into my shop, you need to already have a face tattoo. I'm not going to be the one that takes you over that bridge. You already have to have crossed
Seen
it.
a lot, especially in LA, man. A lot of people, a lot of young people, not bad looking, you know,
Yeah.
men and women with really stupid face tattoos.
Yeah.
And in my building in Los Angeles, I was in the elevator with these 2 guys. They couldn't have been more than like, I don't know, they're 22 years old. And, you know, and I'm guessing that the kid's parents or father was probably paying his rent in this place. The kid didn't seem like he was, you know, a hard worker.
Yeah, it was a Trustafarian.
Yeah, something like you by the conversation, I think you'll agree that was probably the situation. So he just says to his buddy on the elevator, he goes, "Well, I've decided I'm gonna get a neck tattoo. Sorry, mom and dad." And I was like,
Wow.
yeah, and you know, not a bad looking kid. Looked like he
No.
was probably from a rich family, and you know, He's probably
Well, I'll tell you one thing. He's probably not very tattooed on the rest of his body.
he's got one.
That's the problem for me personally. Like, we used to call it the Warp Tour bodysuit, where if you just have your hands and your neck tattooed, so it looks like you have a full bodysuit, but you're just a poser. I got no love for that. I really don't. Yeah.
What's the best thing you've learned about human beings being a tattoo artist in Amsterdam for 8 years?
Best thing about human beings is probably something that I had affirmed through travel in the past already, but like really reaffirmed it more so. Is that everyone, no matter where you're from, is just trying to live a chill, happy life, raise their kids well, feed their family. All of the disagreements between our countries are for the rich and powerful to argue with each other. The people at the surface level, they don't really care. They just want to live and exist, and yeah. Oh, also, on the other side of that coin, in the United States, we're kind of raised to believe that the English are all refined and like high class and stuff.
Right.
But we forgot about the hooligans, man.
Yeah.
The hooligans.
Yeah. I would say there's a certain type of English, and I think it's cool that the Dutch government they've played commercials in England trying to get these people not to come over,
stay away
anymore. But it's a certain kind of English hooligan tourist that I always thought they've just come to Amsterdam to wipe their dick on the curtains.
Yeah. I think like wipe your dick on the curtains.
just be foul.
Yeah, that's a hell of an image.
Drunk and disorderly.
It's kind of like how a lot of Americans view Vegas.
Yeah,
but the thing is that like nobody lives on the Vegas Strip, but people live like right above the bars that people are being terrible in the red light.
Yeah.
So that's where the hitch is for me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm still super grateful to live here. My very favorite thing is like sitting at a cafe. I look around at my friendship group. There's like 6 nationalities represented. It's just, in one city, you can meet the whole world.
Yeah. I would say Amsterdam is like New York City if it was a tiny village, because I mean, it's a walkable city. You can walk them, and there's like just every kind of human being from every corner of the planet in Amsterdam. Yeah. And their food is here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amazing food in Amsterdam.
Yeah, I'd never even discovered Surinams before here, or Surinamese, as we might say back in the States. Yeah, Surinams. I'm becoming Nederlander now.
Yeah, man, you're international. You're European.
Yeah, oh, very much so.
You are. You have to drink your tea with your pinky up.
Dude, just with a little bit of cream.
Yeah. And you're originally from Portland, right?
Yeah, I grew up in Portland.
And your family's still there?
Yeah.
How often do you get back? Portland is one of my favorite places on earth.
Oh, it makes me so happy to hear that. It's getting shit upon in culture now, but yeah, I go back at least once a year. Christmas is still like a sacred time in the family. Nice. I have a niece and nephew who are little. So yeah, I never missed that. I used to do a summer trip every year as well, but that's kind of trickled off ever since COVID. But yeah, I still adore the city. My brother moved into the same neighborhood as my parents.
Cool.
A few years ago. It is cool. I think my parents are both grateful to live so close, but also like we're not an official childcare.
Right. That seems to be the thing.
Yeah, millennial parents like to rely on the support of the parents. It seems like, yeah, grandparents. Yeah. No. Yeah. Your mom is in Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah, but she was living with you for a while there.
She was with me when COVID hit. So she was with me for the first 4 months of COVID. And then 2 months ago, she was visiting me in LA for a week. And then the following week, the 2 hurricanes were hitting Florida, right in the second one was coming right at Central Florida. Yeah. So I just had her stay an extra week with me. So I told my mom, these natural disasters are really working out for us. It's really great. Like we got to spend a lot of extra time together.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
That is kind of nice, man. Because Yeah, we only get one mom.
Amen. My mom, I love my mother.
Yeah, me too. Here's to loving our moms.
Can't be a mama's boy without your mama.
Yeah, I agree.
When I got back from Burning Man, I told my mother, the worst part about Burning Man is that it's 105 degrees. There's no showers. And a lot of people at Burning Man had some serious body odor. My very religious mother goes, you know, honey, I never thought about this before, but the people who lived in the Bible lived in the desert. And I guess a lot of people in the Bible didn't smell very nice.
That's a sweet little takeaway.
I said, yeah, Mom, maybe that's where John the Baptist got the idea to baptize people.
And you take a bath. And you take a bath. God, I love it. It's so awesome. What a brilliant little thing.
Yeah, man.
Man, it means the world.
I love you, Peter. It's great, man. I got so many great friends in Amsterdam, and you're one of them. So,
Dude, I treasure our
proud
friendship.
of you.
Really?
Yeah, man. You know, you've had a life here. You've had you're having a great career. You're doing what you love to do, and you're living in a badass city. You know,
That warms my heart.
I respect that very, very much.
Thank you so much.
Because most people don't have the courage to take a risk and, you know, start a life far away from your family and friends, you know?
I guess I didn't really ever think about it. Just kind of went for it.
It's ballsy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Or labia-y, whatever.
Yeah, those are stronger than balls usually, so yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Mad respect. Everybody, check out many things from Tom. Check out Tom Rhodes Smart Camp. If you have the chance, check out his show when it comes through your town. Hooray for Humanity.
Hooray for Humanity. I'm going to put I filmed a nice, a lot of comedians are doing hour specials on their own. And I'm going to put it on YouTube or Patreon sometime soon. It's called The Ripest Zebras.
Ooh.
Yeah. So.
Interesting.
Keep an eye out.
Ripest Zebras.
The Ripest Zebras.
I like that. I don't understand it, but I like it. You know, that's me though. So
yeah, you'll find out.
Anyway,
well, it's all good.
Well, thank you.
What
Tom.
do you think? What should I get tattooed on my fingers?
Ooh, no, that'd be too much like the Joker. If
Are you talking about the guy? What was the tattoo? It said it's funnier than it tastes. Or...
It tastes bigger.
Wow. Wow, you don't want to put any jokes around your genitals.
No.
I remember there was a guy I met in Cincinnati, Ohio, years ago, and he had this tattoo on his arm, and it said, "Banging chicks and cashing checks." And
really?
Yeah, man. I'm sure whoever he had a long-term relationship with had him scrape that off.
I would expect so. Yeah, that sounds a little porn star-ish.
The rich kid with the neck might not be so lucky.
No raggarts. Yeah.
What's that mean?
Oh, it's from this movie. There was this character who had no regrets tattooed that said no raggarts. And then they're like, no regrets? Not even one? Not even like one letter of regret.
That's hilarious. Years ago, like 20 years ago, I did some military gigs in Okinawa, Japan.
Wow.
And I was playing for the Marines. And these guys kept calling this. There was like 5 guys, and I hung out with them after the show. They were really, really cool dudes. And they kept calling this one guy Dander. And so he said, you know why we call him Dander? He said, because he had to make 10 signs that said danger. He misspelled danger 10 times. He made 10 signs that said dander. And
I'm sorry, that's your name forever now. You do that forever. 10 times.
That's the guy's name forever.
Dear God.
I just hope he never gets in any real dander.
Don't trust him in high tense situations because he can't take the chill ones. Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
God damn. Wow. Well, anyway, I love you, Tom.
I love you so much, my brother.
You really are a brother to me, and I
Thanks,
sincerely appreciate it.
And you're a kind human being, and in my opinion, those are the most valuable.
Hey, it takes one to know one. That's real. All right. See you next time.
Hooray for humanity.
Oh, bless.